In Tunduru district. Chinese nationals arrested in Kenya with items that are threat to national security. And NSC refutes allegations which prevented athletes from participating in the Commonwealth Half Marathon. Good evening, this is Capital News at 9:30. My name is Khadija Zimbwe. First, the national news. Child pregnancies have continued to threaten the development of girls in Tunduru district, Ruvuma region, with statistics indicating that in 2017-2018, more than 800 girls aged between 13 to 17 have given birth. The statistics do not include the number of girls who have had home births. The Chief Medical Officer of Tunduru district, Dr. Wendy Robert, has called on development stakeholders and parents to collaborate in order to eliminate the problem of child pregnancies.
Teenage pregnancy is a big concern. In 2017-2018 alone, 883 teenage mothers between the ages of 17 to 18 gave birth at a hospital. This is a big problem. We ask the government to help us in educating our people. There is a lot of teenage pregnancies. Children have children. We ask the government to help us in this. Girls between the ages of 13 to 17 are still children. What do you set to gain in having such a relationship? This is still a young child, still learning to take care of herself. I ask men to stop doing this to children and interfering with their future.
More than 3,000 small traders in Arusha city today stopped business activities for more than 6 hours to clean up the environment of the city in various parts such as markets and areas where social services are provided. The chairperson of traders in Arusha, Amina Njoka, said that they have decided to take part in cleaning operation to support the government's Clean Environment campaign.
All street hawkers in Arusha would like to keep the environment clean. We don't want our areas to be dirty anymore. It is not true that street hawkers are the ones responsible for making our city dirty. And today we've conducted a cleaning operation, and this exercise is progressive and we shall keep doing so. We cannot have the Geneva of Africa when our city is dirty. I know there are some challenges with regards to street hawkers, but we are working together to see how we can resolve the problem of influx of street hawkers on our streets.
Tanzania Teachers Union in Dar es Salaam region has supported the government move to cancel results of Standard 7 examinations this year of schools found to have been implicated in acts of cheating. Speaking during celebrations to mark World Teachers Day, the chairperson of the union, Amina Nasoro Kisenge, said that the action taken will help to reduce the problem of cheating in schools.
Teachers Union cannot defend them because we cannot defend those who break the law. To leak an exam is to build a nation that is not well educated and will produce leaders who are not qualified. Students must be tested and merited accordingly. For schools that have broken the law by leaking examination, in this I'm with the government. We shall sit together and see how we can deal with dates due. As the government, we shall look into this according to policies governing government expenditure.
The Court of Appeal has dismissed the appeal filed by 9 leaders of opposition party Chadema opposing the decision of the High Court on proceedings of their case at Kisutu Resident Magistrate Court. In their decision, the panel of judges said that the appeal had legal shortcomings as it did not state what they were appealing against on the decision by High Court to dismiss review on a decision made by Kisutu Resident Magistrate Court. Apart from the national chairman, Freeman Mbowe, other leaders in the case include the Secretary General, Dr. Vincent Mashinji, Deputy Secretary General of Tanzania Mainland John Mnyika, and Salum Mwalimu of Zanzibar, and MP of Iringa Urban Reverend Peter Msigwa. Others are Treasurer of Chadema Women's Council Esther Matiko, MP of Kawe Halima Mdee, and MP John Heche of Tarime Rural, and MP Esther Blaya of Bunda. They faced off charges which include to hold illegal gatherings and demonstrations. Now, moving on, the Embassy of Sweden in the country has given 14.3 billion shillings as subsidy to the Foundation of Civil Society to enable it conduct civil society activities in the country. Speaking in Dar es Salaam, the Swedish ambassador in Tanzania, Andres Schulberg, said that Sweden has decided to collaborate with the Foundation of Civil Society because of the key role it plays in the area of good governance in the country.
We have chosen to support the Foundation for Civil Society because of its long history of enabling civil society to strengthen democratic governance in Tanzania, and working with civil society organizations creates an opportunity to build accountability and transparency. And of course, voices of all women and men need to contribute to the development of society, and access to information helps to build trust in community.
We as a foundation, we exist to serve the people in Tanzania. And we have chosen the path which is mainly to work on the governance, which we believe if we are able to work well on the governance, which is always a very complex issue, certainly will have a big push in development process in this country. We know, for instance, at this particular time in Tanzania, the ambassador have come at the right time when the country is geared towards really pushing for industrialization agenda in Tanzania. So everyone, every politician, every citizen now is talking about industrialization.
The Minister of Water and Irrigation, Professor Makame Mbarawa, has said that the government has finished its investigations and any time from now it will ensure that all those involved in the corruption acquisition of more than 2.1 billion shillings intended for the Tomoko water project in Kondoa district are arrested. The investigations were carried out following President Dr. John Magufuli a directive while he was touring Kondoa district in April earlier this year.
We cannot watch as the government sends a lot of funds for people's development, but corrupt individuals take the money for their own interests instead. All those who were involved in sabotaging this project will have legal action taken against them. We ask to keep these assurances you have made because children are struggling. They cannot even go to school because they are searching for water. With them working together, they cannot experience problems because it is part of their jobs.
The government has fulfilled its promise to allow buses bound for various regions to begin their journeys around 5 a.m. in the morning. The first phase of the implementation of the government's pledge is expected to begin on October 9th this year in 5 regions once the safety of passengers has been assured. The government's position on this issue was given in Arusha by the Deputy Minister for Transport and Communication, Engineer Atashasta Nditiye, during his visit at Arusha Airport.
On the 9th, the buses will start from those 5 regions at 5 a.m. We will then add other regions. Fortunately, the roads in a significant part of Tanzania are good. It is important because we use various guidelines, especially the ICAO, where there are standards that state there should be nothing within 75 meters of the landing strip, because the pilots might land poorly, thinking the main road is a landing strip.
The government has announced war against cities, regions and all district councils which have underperformed in collection of revenue. The statement was made in Dodoma by the Minister of State, Regional Administration and Local Government, Tamisemi Suleiman Jafo, where he revealed that Dodoma was the top performer in revenue collection, with Mbeya coming bottom.
Kwa hiyo kwa upande wa majiji,
I ask all regional commissioners to pay attention to the statistics I shall be giving on regional revenue collection from cities. Dodoma has become the first city in all 6 cities, having collected 25,058,290,000 compared to the target, which was 19,326,614,686. This is equivalent to 130%. I direct regional commissioners to follow up on embezzlement of public funds in their regions so that those responsible can be made accountable. There are times that you can underestimate, but you end up getting more. So in Dodoma, we knew we could do it.
And that is the end of national news. International news follows up next.
The relaunched Financial Times is the premier business newspaper in Tanzania. The Financial Times is a weekly source of information and business insight for the most successful leaders, executives, investors, and entrepreneurs in Tanzania and throughout the East Africa region. We provide critical business insight and in-depth features on companies, people, strategies, ideas, and economic trends. The Financial Times offers an unrivaled platform for advertisers to enhance brand awareness and move products. We will enable you to reach confident and informed consumers and decision makers who are ready to buy, which includes company CEOs, CFOs, managers, entrepreneurs, policymakers in government, politics and civil society, diplomats, members of the academia and other key influencers. See examples of advertisement opportunities featured in Financial Times sections below. Telecom sections, real estate section, company news, banking, finance and insurance industry, information technology, national, regional and global markets overview, motoring, lifestyle. Get your copy of Financial Times for 2,000 Tanzania shillings only.
And in international news tonight, 5 Chinese nationals have been arrested in Nairobi, Kenya, with items alleged to be a threat to national security. They are alleged to have been operating an illegal security firm in a Lavington area. The police say that they will be detained for some time as further investigations are being conducted. They say that the Chinese nationals have been in the country without work permits.
And the police conducted a raid in their premise very early in the morning. So currently it's a matter now which we are investigating because of the security nature of the items which we have recovered.
A Rwandan court has ordered the release on bail of Diane Rwigara, a critic of President Paul Kagame. Diane has been detained with her mother since last year when she attempted to run in presidential polls. The judge, in delivering the verdict, said that the 2 women had to be released immediately, but they were barred from leaving the capital, Kigali, without authorization. In August 2017, Diane Rwigara was disqualified from running against Paul Kagame in the presidential election. She was arrested and charged with forgery and inciting insurrection during her bid to run for president.
Shouldn't you hear that the court is setting these women, Diane and her mother, free. RPF is leading Rwanda. We want to make strides and advance politics here in Rwanda.
tunafurahi ajabu.
We are very happy because God has answered our prayers for her to be released, and I believe He will also answer our other prayers as well.
Now, the Truth and Reconciliation Commission in Burundi says that a proper burial of the remains of citizens who were killed in internal conflicts and buried in mass graves will be done at the end of the month. The Commission says that burial of victims of fighting will begin at Kamenge area in Bujumbura City, where there is a mass grave, and that the burial activities will be done according to the country's customs and traditions.
Informed citizens that in this month of October 2018, it is arranged for the funeral of the citizens who died. During the Commission's investigation, another place was found where remains of people were gathered, and they are supposed to be buried honorably, and this will begin in Bujumbura. Families of those who lost their lives to various wars and conflicts that our country have faced have received this move with happiness. We ask the government to involve different organizations that lost people in these various wars and conflicts.
12 fighters from the SPLA under Riek Machar at a refugee camp east of the Democratic Republic of Congo have been repatriated to Sudan after the camp was closed down. The SPLA fighters say that they are looking forward to return home to support peace-building efforts.
To go and implement your peace.
We shall do everything to implement peace. There is no more camp in this area. It is now closed as of today, and I shall be taking the people who were using it to the airport.
And that is the end of international news. Business news follows next.
Watch Business Edition as we talk to business leaders and experts in sectors that are transforming Tanzania's economy.
To be rich, I have to be a business person.
It's not an easy road at all.
People need to understand.
You must quickly think how cost effective are you going to be.
Business acts as a way in which it can bridge that gap.
Business Edition will keep you informed on latest developments in the financial sector, extractive industry, tourism, agriculture, energy, construction, and so much more. Meet entrepreneurs who create employment opportunities. Watch Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
Welcome back, and in business news. Researchers have said that the industrial and energy policies not to be linked, as both are necessary to achieve the government goal of an industrialized economy.
It is to bring together important stakeholders such as researchers and users, such as factory owners. Energy is important for a nation's economy, but also on everyday life. Today we were discussing on energy and industrialization, and our main focus was on industries. Why have we done so? It is because this is the nation's top priority.
Na bila nishati kwa kweli.
Without energy, a lot of infrastructure such as roads and railway will be affected. In industrialization, it is important for everyone from those on grassroots levels to appreciate the need for industrialization through education.
Some residents of Dar es Salaam have expressed dissatisfaction on customer service provided by public and private institutions, and that many of them do not know where to present their complaints on poor services. These views were expressed in Dar es Salaam as the country marks the climax of Customer Service Week.
The service provided is good. Some companies fail in good customer service. The service provided is good, although some companies fail in good customer service. For instance, in a bank you can find a teller busy on her phone rather than serving customers. This causes a lot of unnecessary delays. Most people do not understand the law, and there are a lot of rights that we as Tanzanians are not aware of. We are still lagging behind with regards to care on expectant mothers.
District commissioners in Lindi have warned unscrupulous traders who buy cashew nut from farmers by using measurements which have not been legally approved. The warning comes after Tanzania Cashew Nut Board announced the new buying season.
What I would like to talk about is to ask farmers not to give them cooperation. I hope that a clear plan shall be made to ensure that they do not succeed. If we catch these people, the law is not specific on what to do with them. There are law people present here today who can come up with a law that would identify these people as law breakers. If we can have middlemen who profit while farmers remain poor, is not fair.
And that is the end of business news. Sports news follows next.
Hi, my name is Kotaro Tokuda.
What's up? My name is Sian Garnier.
I'm John Barnes from Liverpool Football Club. The hip, hop, a hippie, the hip, hip, hop, you don't stop the rockin' to the bang bang boogie. Say up, jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie to beat. Now what you hear?
I'm watching Sports Gazette.
I'm watching Sport Gazette.
And you're watching Sports Gazette
with Sebastian.
With Sebastian. Peace out.
Yes! And you can also watch Sports Gazette for highlights and interviews regarding sports. Do not miss Sports Gazette every Wednesday at 7 p.m. only on Capital Television.
And in sports news, the Secretary General of National Sports Council, Alex Mkenyenge, has said that the Athletics Association did not follow procedures in acquiring permits for athletes to participate in the Commonwealth Half Marathon in Cardiff. Mkenyenge was responding to complaints from the Athletics Association, who claimed the council prevented athletes from participating in the half marathon without good cause.
With regard to the athletes' health, we suggested that those who were to go to Nagai should not go in this competition. So we wrote to them that we cannot provide the permits for these athletes. What was needed was that RT was supposed to be wise and bring a new list asking for permits of new athletes who can go in place of the others that are going to Nagai. But instead of doing that, RT waited until the time was gone and decided to go to complain in the media.
Egypt's Mohel basketball team has been the first team to reach the Zone's 5 Championships quarterfinals after defeating Strathmore from Kenya.
This team, our young team, has really tried to play in the quarters. They've really given it their all. This is our first time to take part in this championship, and we've picked very vital lessons. We hope to carry the lessons back to Kenya and win our league. Then next year, hopefully, again we'll represent Kenya in this same championship.
Lewis Hamilton was in insulating form as Mercedes dominated Friday practice at the Japanese Grand Prix. Here's more on the story.
He was 0.833 seconds clear of title rival Sebastian Vettel's Ferrari and 0.461 seconds faster than teammate Valtteri Bottas at the Suzuka track. Hamilton was even faster on the soft tire, the middle compound, this weekend than Vettel was in the fastest super soft. The Briton also narrowly avoided a huge crash in first practice. Frenchman Pierre Gasly was driving his Toro Rosso slowly on the racing line at the chicane, and Hamilton had to take avoiding action and run into the escape road as he closed in at a frightening speed.
Nike has said it is deeply concerned by rape allegations against footballer Cristiano Ronaldo. Here are more details.
The US sportswear giant, which is a contract worth a reported $1 billion with Ronaldo, said it will continue to closely monitor the situation, the Associated Press reports. EA Sports, which also has a contract with Ronaldo, made similar comments. 33-year-old Ronaldo earlier firmly denied assaulting Catherine Mayorga at a Las Vegas hotel in 2009. Miss Mayorga, a 34-year-old US former teacher, was inspired to speak out by the #MeToo movement, her lawyer said.
And that sports item ends our news bulletin. My name is Khadija Zimbo. Thank you for watching and good night.
News Cafe shares platter presentation and barbecues that can be perfect to share on special occasions.
When you talk about a food to share, you mean that a different meal in the same plate.
Grilled chicken wings, onion rings, steak, chicken breast, and nachos. On Sunday at 7:30 p.m. only on Capital Television.
Former president of my country, no problem in Tanzania. We've never had these problems that they have. But I'm an African, and they see me, and they ask me the problems of Rwanda. I said, but I don't come from Rwanda. But you come from Africa. What's the difference? But I don't meet everybody. I don't meet an Englishman somewhere. If Blair was to come to Dar es Salaam, I don't ask him what is happening in Bosnia. But Africa, Mr. President, you go, here you are, trying to build something which is a tremendous experience. But perhaps you are different, because sometimes they think South Africa is different. So perhaps they would say, but this is President Mandela, this is different, you know, it's not... But for the likes